Have you ever had an opportunity to do something good that you missed? Maybe it was at school, at home, just somewhere in life, but you had an opportunity and you saw it to step in and help someone, to serve someone in need, but you missed it. Maybe you just kept walking, maybe you were busy, maybe you didn't have the time. I want to encourage you, students, we've all been there, and there are times where you look back and think, I could have, I should have, but we've all been there. We've all missed these moments and opportunities. But what I want you to see as we begin this new series we're calling Inside Out, it's this idea that God wants what he's done in your life to not just stay there. It's this idea that the faith that you have, that your beliefs that you have on the inside should affect what you do on the outside. That your faith and your beliefs should move to action, and you should begin to help and serve and do good to those around you. This idea that we are changed from the inside, and it doesn't say there, and it's from the inside out. And we begin to put actions to our faith. And listen, I want you to see this. This is so important to what it means to be a follower of Jesus. Here's what James, the brother of Jesus, had to say. He said, "What good is it, dear brothers and sisters, if you say that you have faith, but don't show it by your actions?" He said, can that kind of faith save anyone? Suppose you see a brother or sister who has no food or clothing, and you say, "Goodbye and have a good day. Stay warm and eat well." But then you don't give that person any food or clothing. What good does that do? So you see, faith by itself isn't enough unless it produces good deeds. It is dead and useless. Listen, here's what James is saying there. He's saying God has blessed you, God has done something in your life, and he says if you don't take that and go out and do and to help and to serve people, he says then you're just wasting what God has done for you. He says let what he's done for you change you and move into actions and to help those around you. There are countless opportunities around you, and we all miss them. And I think some of the reasons we miss them are because, I got a few. Maybe you feel like it doesn't affect you. The problem's over there, it's not here. It hasn't gotten to you yet, so it doesn't matter to you. Maybe you think that you can't really make a difference. My small effort, my small time, this small moment won't really have any effect in the long run. Or maybe you feel like you're too busy, or you don't have enough energy, or you don't have enough money to actually make an impact. Listen, if that's you, I want you to know you're not alone, and I want to encourage you by just sharing with you this story from the Old Testament. It's really the story of the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, God was walking with his people, the Israelites, and he did unique things for them and to them. And the entire purpose of that wasn't just to show the rest of the world, hey, these people are my favorite. No, it was meant to, he blessed these people specifically so that they would then become a blessing to the rest of the world. And to say, look at what God has done for us, we will do for you. The story of the Old Testament really is that they never did it. They became inwardly focused, and they kept the blessings of God to themselves. And so God continually tried to push them to take what they've been given and bless the world, to do good. And I want you to see his challenge to them. And it's really the same to you and to me. Here's what he said. He said, learn to do good, seek justice, help the oppressed, and defend the cause of the orphans and fight for the rights of the widow. Look at what God's saying here. He's saying, do good. He's saying the world does not inherently do good on its own. The world is selfish by nature. And he's saying, I want my people to be different. I want my people to be selfless and to do good, to serve the world around you. Be selfless. He's saying, seek justice. He's saying there is unfair treatment all around you. There are unfair things in this world, and God wants you to fix them. He wants you to bring justice to those who don't have it and to help those people. And he's also saying to help the oppressed. And he goes on to mention orphans and widows, and he's just describing people who really were the most vulnerable, people who no one cared about and who had no assistance at all, those who had been abandoned. And it's really this cool reminder that God is saying, the people who the world has turned its back on, I care about, and I want those who follow me to care about as well. And so I want to challenge you, students, as we talk about this, that what you believe should affect what you do on the outside. Is God calling you to do? Will you let what God has done in your life begin to move into actions, and would you take that blessing to the world and to help people? How can you do good, seek justice, and help those who are oppressed and those who are unfortunate? Maybe for you that looks like you and a group of friends. Maybe you and your small group decide to get together and to serve. Maybe it's to serve a local food bank, to serve at a shelter, at a nonprofit in our community, whatever that looks like. Maybe for you, that's your next step. Or maybe for you, a great next step would be to serve right here at Brazos Point where you are on Sunday morning. In the same way that your small group leader right now is sacrificing their time and their energy and so much to love you and to be there for you, you have the same opportunity to do that for others here on Sunday morning in our classrooms and our elementary area, in our preteen area, in the children's ministry, all around. There's an opportunity for you to say, I will do good, I will serve, I will be selfless. And if that's you and you want that to be your next step, like so many other students, I want to encourage you to come join us in that. And maybe your next step, for some of you who want to lead groups, you have to become a member here at Brazos Point. And if you have not yet done that and you want to become a part of this family in this church and become a member, the next opportunity for you to do that is November 18th, where we do a thing called Discovering Brazos Point, where we just come together with those who want to become members. We have a class together, we have dinner together, and we talk about what it means to be a part of this church. And if that's you and you're interested in that, I want to encourage you, tell your small group leader tonight, I want to become a member at Brazos Point. And small group leaders, I want you to just write those names down and get their phone numbers and tell us tonight. Listen, every one of your small group leaders is a member at Brazos Point. And so if that's your next step and you want to become a part of that, now that you're in 7th grade or you're in high school, you can now become a member. And so we want to encourage you to join us in that. So ultimately, students, will you allow what God has done inside of you to affect what you do on the outside? Would you allow your faith to change you from the inside out? And would you begin to do good, to seek justice, and to help those who need